You know, only in America do the victims of an attack have to worry about the consequences of defending themselves. So let's get into this episode. Let's talk about this fast food drive-through horror that happened at a Wendy's here in the United States. I don't know exactly where. I've been looking online to find out which city this happened in. I can't find anything on that. But it is a video that is going very viral on TikTok and across social media, of course. 3 women show up in a car and they start fighting with Wendy's employees. How many times are we going to see this? How many times are we going to see customers going into local fast food restaurants and just acting a complete fool with the staff, knowing that in many instances they cannot fight back? But these 3 girls are going ballistic inside of a local Wendy's, kicking out the window. And I'm going to show it to you in a few minutes. We don't know the context of why they're doing this. But what I do know is that this is not new. So I'm going to play 2 videos. Let me just play the first so you can see the moment when this girl or one of the girls kicks out the drive-through window.
Jefe, suba el sueldo, vea. Vea cómo estamos trabajando. El clima de Cuenca está terrible. En esas condiciones, ¿cómo pues? Nos merecemos un incentivo si quiere. ¿Ustedes de dónde?
Look at the mess on the floor. Whatever happened in that drive-through could have been resolved with words. It could have been resolved with a call to the manager. It could have been resolved with calling corporate. It didn't have to result in that. And I can guarantee you that that's not the first time that they've done things like that. But let's see the full video. This mess is just disgusting. But let's see the full video. So be prepared.
Deja poner tu más trouble over here. Deja broken the window. Deja broken the window over here. Deja saber tu más trouble.
Get the crop. Give me my crop. Give me my.
¿Ya tomaron las placas ahora? Okay.
Give me my crop.
No, ya te. Quítense. Deja come please. Fast. Deja ser aquí en el Wendy's de la South Road.
No orden.
I don't even know where to start here. I'm just at a loss for words. I'm at a loss for words. You know, at the beginning when I said that only in America the victims are the ones who have to think about being punished when they defend themselves, I said that for a very specific reason. Because there's no way I, as an employee, would allow someone to disrespect me in that way. And I'm in McDonald's with a hot pot of coffee right there and a deep fryer. It was going to be some oil all over that place. All over that place. And I know people will say, oh, well, then that's an attempted murder charge. It's self-defense. Those girls, if you want to call them that, were acting like complete animals and had the nerve to ask one of the ladies or one of the employees to give her croc shoe. Here's a picture of the croc shoe on the floor. And so boldly, like, I just ripped up your place. Now give me my croc shoe. The sense of entitlement. I've seen people online asking, where are the parents? Why are these kids acting like this? Where are the parents? A lot of times these kids act this way because this is what they learned from their parents. This is learned behavior. You all watch enough social media to see when these young children are following in their parents' footsteps. The parents are cursing and carrying on around them, exposing them to all sorts of crazy things, exposing them to violence, inflicting violence. So, apple, tree. Don't fall far. The person who came out, the third girl who came out, she looked a little older. I don't know if she's a parent or, or who she is, but, You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the parents are exactly like this. I would not be surprised. And again, fast food restaurant workers already deal with a lot. They deal with a public that isn't always appreciative. They get screamed at a lot. They get treated like they're nothing all the time. And then people come in and it's like they're upping the ante with the disrespect. And I feel so sorry for those workers. Now, again, I said I don't know what the moment before looked like, but I seriously doubt that someone in the drive-thru, a drive-thru employee at Wendy's, would have just, out of the blue, just started throwing things at those girls. I doubt it. Impossible? Not impossible, but I seriously doubt it. And the way these girls behaved, breaking up everything, I think one of them was even trying to, let me look at this. Look like she was trying to pick up the beverage dispenser at some point, just grabbing anything and throwing. I see they started throwing pans at them and throwing water at them, which I would have continued throwing a bunch of stuff at them because this was ridiculous. Can you imagine being in the car behind these girls as this stuff is going down? And their faces are all over the news now. So I hope that they are prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Here's what I also know, and I'm just going to address it. You know, whenever videos like this surface, you have a certain group of people who are happy to say, you see, this is how all black people act. And it's not. It's not. I've never kicked out a window at a Wendy's, a McDonald's, or any fast food restaurant. I'm sure a lot of black people haven't done that either. But it's only so much defending we can do, ladies and gentlemen, when every single time we are highlighting these things, and you can't ignore it, it's people who look like me. They're black. Can you blame people for feeling the way that they do? Can you blame that? You cannot be honest and say you still blame them. You cannot. If you see the same demographic doing the same thing over and over again. You see that line where they always say it's not all of them, but it's always them. And when that happens too, people stop giving you the benefit of the doubt. Like for me, again, I don't know what happened before. It's just that I've seen this movie before many times. And usually, you know, the person who's driving up to the drive-thru is the aggressor because the employee don't want to lose their job. They don't want to lose their job. And these Wendy's employees, I give them a lot of props because they could have fought back they could have shut this down very quickly. If someone was just like, hell no, and just grabbed that fryer, the oil from that fryer and burned them up, would have been the next conversation, another conversation. And this is precisely why I don't give anybody a pass on my platform. And it's important for black people to kind of call out this behavior. Because even though I hate it, it does reflect on every last one of us. I hate that. When white people act a fool, no one says that's just all white people. They do it for black people all the time. So it's only so much defending you could do at some point. And I think there should be stricter penalties for people when they go on someone's job and does something like this. This is just ratchet ghetto hood rat behavior. And again, the entitlement to ask this woman to give her crock after she's been throwing things at her. Couldn't have been that serious. Not a long reaction from me because I'm just sick of the ratchet behavior. And I would hate to know if I had a family member working at that Wendy's or any other fast food restaurant and they had to deal with that. I would really hate that. People go to work to earn. Let me see what some of the comments said here before I go. Someone said felony charges over a biggie bag is wild. Wendy's showing this video in court. Someone said always those people, for God's sake. Another commenter said they have more patience than me. No way I would have been that calm with people acting a fool. This is ghetto. Yes, same thing I said. Another person said, like, imagine genuinely acting like this in public. Never understand how people will choose to go to jail and get felonies over fast food. All this just to be driving back home in silence covered in chili. Another person said, this is exactly why we kept a bucket of dirty mop water at the drive-thru station when I worked at Taco Bell. You see, then you have the employees have to have like contingency plans in place because they've dealt with it all. Those fast food restaurant workers could really tell some stories. Why isn't anyone fighting back? I don't care. I'd lose my job over something like this. I don't give a you know what, who you are. You ain't treating me crazy. She wanted to turn that slush machine over so bad. That's a slush machine. Yeah. Yeah. This was disgusting. I hope that they find these girls, and some of them look very young. I hope that they're like 18 and over. I really do. I really do. I want them to be 18, and I want them to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, because as we saw, like the people they weren't even fighting back in the way that they could have. Because like I told you, with me, if that anything was flying towards me, honey, all I'm thinking is, what's the hottest thing I could put my hands on? And I was going to town. You just don't know people's state of mind. Drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think. This was ratchet as hell, ghetto as hell. I hate it. Y'all need to learn how to keep y'all hands to y'all sides moving forward rather than attacking people on their job. And let me tell you something. These fast food establishments need to stop prioritizing the customer too much and not protecting their employees. Yes, you exist because of the customers, but you also exist because people work for you. Someone has to serve the members of the public. And if you see time and time again, your employees are getting mistreated by customers, y'all need to have something set up differently to protect them. You see how easily she kicked out that window? Put some bars there. Put some bars there. Have some robots or something deliver their food out. I don't know. Do something different. Because this ain't sustainable. And it's unfair for people who are already, many of them working minimum wage, just trying to make it in life, have to deal with that as well. That is not cool. And the people who do that today might have to work that same drive-through tomorrow. So be very careful about how you treat people. But companies, learn to also prioritize your staff. Your staff are extremely important. Their safety is extremely important. Don't do that. And prosecute these girls to the fullest extent of the law. Follow me on Instagram at This Bahamian Gyal. Follow me on TikTok at This Bahamian Gyal TBG. On my blog at thisbahamiangyal.com. On Rumble as well, thisbahamiangyal.com. Everything is down below in the comment section. If you want to buy me a coffee, all the information is down below in the description box. Subscribe to this channel if you like the content. You like different types of content. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.